Hey everyone, it's Rick Theriault, your Maine Real Estate Guide, and today I've got the pleasure to be standing on the side of Sebec Lake. It's been a warm little stretch here in Maine the last few days, and it's quite pleasant to be standing here with a little breeze off the lake, keeping it relatively cool in comparison to being more in town. But the reason I'm here is what I've got coming to market today is a buildable lot as part of the Woodland Acres subdivision that was created back in the early 80s here in the town of Bowerbank. And it's a .6 plus or minus acre buildable lot with deeded ownership rights to this common lot that I'm standing on so you have deeded access to Sebec Lake. The lot itself is on the opposite side of the road, but conveniently it's directly across. And we'll check that out in a little more detail here in a bit. But this is a great opportunity. This property is coming to market at $44,900 for a buildable lot with lake access where you can build a beautiful home or a simple cabin, kind of your choice. This is a nice place where there's four-season recreation available, whether you ATV, snowmobile, freshwater, open water fish, or ice fish, or just like wildlife photography. This is a great area to do it here in the town of Bowerbank on the shores of Sebec Lake. So with that, let's take a little closer look around and talk about some of the features and some of the benefits of home ownership in the town of Bowerbank. So Sebec Lake is a beautiful cold water fishery. It's a large body of water. It's over 6,800 acres in size, and the maximum depth is somewhere around 155 feet deep. The predominant fishery here is landlocked salmon, lake trout, and smallmouth bass. Sebec Lake was one of the few bodies of water that had a natural occurring population of landlocked salmon. Landlocked salmon have been introduced in many cold water lakes across Maine, but Sebec was one of the few that actually had a naturally occurring population of landlocked salmon. So they've pretty much always been here in Sebec Lake. So this is the common lot that we're standing on, and we're going to head up to the .6 acre lot that I've got for sale here in a bit. But the lot dimensions here is 50 feet of frontage on Sebec Lake. And so you can see there's a couple of docks here, and these are people that have back lots that have put in docks. So you have the right to do that. You get access, access to the lake, whether you want to put a dock in or moor a boat like that gentleman over there has done. You can do that, and it's very, very convenient to the lot that I have for sale. There is no homeowners association currently, and there is no road owners association currently, but there is a fellow that's kind of spearheads the road maintenance here, and he just sends letters to everybody and asks for a little bit of money. The last amount that I had heard was $50, and $50 is pretty good for road maintenance. And you can see, if you take a look at the road, that they've been here and they've graded it, and so the road's in pretty good shape. We've had quite a bit of heavy rain here, so that's probably why they hit it. And I think they need to come in here and maybe dump a little gravel here because there's a little divot there. But overall, this road's in excellent condition. Now, Bowerbank itself is a very, very small town. It's got a year-round population of roughly 140 individuals. But what really intrigues me about the town of Bowerbank is they do have a selectman form of government, and they run a tight ship. There are other small towns that aren't all that much larger than Bowerbank, and their town offices are huge, and they're fully staffed. So they've kind of built mausoleums to the local government. But here in Bowerbank, not the case. They got a tiny little building that they utilize as their town office. The town office is staffed on Saturdays for a few hours in the morning. And so they keep the cost down because they don't have any full-time employees here in the town of Bowerbank that I can wrap my head around. They do have a volunteer fire department, and conveniently, that is right behind this property. So fire protection is about as good as it can be in a small town like Bowerbank, because the fire station is directly behind the property. But we are here on Pine Knoll Road, and this is a cul-de-sac. It ends just around the corner up there. And it's again a subdivision that was created, Woodland Acres, back in the 80s. And the lot I have for sale is right there. So when I said it is directly across from the common lot, it is directly across from the common lot. One of the pins to the road frontage, and there's 100 feet of frontage, it's right over here. Let's head over around this tree. You see the ribbon I've got on a tree here, and there's a pin somewhere. Oh, there it is in the ground. It's a rebar. So that's one corner. You know, this is a pretty quiet location. I mean, this is lake season, I would say. You know, it is summer in Maine, and it's still pretty quiet. I hear someone taking care of a project on one property up the road, but overall, there's not much going on here. It's pretty quiet. So there's 100 feet of frontage on Pine Knoll Road. Again, this 0.6 acre lot is coming to market at $44,900. It's a great opportunity to build, you know, either a little cabin or a year-round home. You can do whatever you want, because this road is plowed in the wintertime. You do have utility power. There is high-speed internet available, and this is a great low-tax community. It's very efficiently run, the town of Bowerbank. You've got access to that cold water fishery, Sebec Lake, which is 6,800 acres in size. Oh, right over here is there's a little spot of paint, and there's a couple more spots of paint up there. So this looks to be the end of the 100 feet of road frontage here on the lot. So I'm going to take a walk up towards the back and show you the back corners, and we'll talk a little bit more about this area and this property. Oh, so as we walk towards the back, let's talk a little bit about the logistics of putting in a driveway, clearing a building site, maybe popping in a septic, and getting your vacation retreat built here in the town of Bowerbank. Well, even though Bowerbank is a pretty small place with a population of about 140 people, it's relatively close to Dover-Foxcroft, Brownville, Milo, and other somewhat larger communities where you got grocery stores and banks and gas stations and other conveniences. But it's also close to the town of Sebec. And in Sebec, you'll find some builders and some dirt movers. One that comes to mind is Ames Construction. They're a local family that are in the logging business as well as earth moving business. And they're just a few miles from this property, so not that you have to use Ames Construction, but they are local and they are close. And they do work out here, because I know the property next door, which I recently sold, they put the septic system in there. So up here, the lot does plateau and get pretty flat. So this would be a, you know, you can pick where you want to build your cabin, but to me, this nice flat area looks like a great place to do any improvements that I wanted to do, like a septic system, drilled well, year-round cabin. And the property continues up back a little bit. We'll go show you the other two corners in the back. There is a remnants of an old stone wall, a portion thereof that's on this property here. So if you needed some stone to do a fireplace or fire pit, you've got a pile of it right here. And over here is one corner. You see the piece of rebar that was driven by a surveyor in the ground, and some fresh flags and older flags. Pretty strong indication that that's the corner. Although I am not a surveyor, and you may want to have that double checked, but this is a surveyed lot, and the survey is on file. And I have it in my file at home. You can kind of see up in this area here, it is very nice and flat. And right through that tree line, where it opens up again, that's where the town office is. Where the town gazebo and the fire station, you can't see it because the trees are right there, but the fire station is literally right beyond those trees. And right here is another piece of rebar, which is pretty strong evidence that this is the other corner. So again, this is a nice surveyed 0.6 plus or minus acre buildable lot in the town of Bowerbank with deeded ownership to a 50-foot wide common lot on Sebec Lake that logistically is directly across from this property. And if it were me, I'd build my driveway so I could take advantage of that location directly across, kind of line my driveway up with with that common lot drive. If you needed to turn a trailer around or something, it would be pretty convenient to have that ability, because of you got one driveway right across from another. Get some room to maneuver. So let's head back down to the road. So for locations that are great for four-season recreation here in the rural parts of Maine, doesn't get much better than the town of Bowerbank. With the road coming in here, the Bowerbank Road is a ATV direct access road, so you literally jump on an ATV from your property here on Pine Knoll Road and jump on the Bowerbank Road and drive to the ATV trailheads. And if you wanted to take a ride into, say, Greenville and have lunch, maybe do some shopping at Indian Hill Trading Post, and then come back here for an afternoon cruise on Sebec Lake where you wrap up your day, you could do that. If you like to brook trout fish in small brooks and streams, you got access to dozens and dozens of them from here through right on the edge of the North Maine woods. And it's 3.5 million acres, and there's some really nice streams that are populated with a good population of native brook trout, and you'd have access to those. If you like to snowmobile, the ITS trail is nearby, and whatever types of water sports you enjoy, they're available to you because you've got deeded access to the 6,800 plus or minus acre body of water known as Sebec Lake here in the town of Bowerbank. So you're going to want to give Rick Theriault, your Maine Real Estate guy, a call at area code 207-731-9902. because this .6 plus or minus acre buildable lot on Pine Knoll Road here in the town of Bowerbank is not going to last. Coming to market at $44,900. Again, give Rick Theriault, your Maine real estate guy, a call. Area code 207-731-9902.